Hey Disney fans, welcome back to my channel. So for Disney Pin Wednesday, we are going to take a look at the Disney Designer Collection Midnight Masquerade series. This is a limited release set instead of limited edition like past ones have been. So these are worldwide release. They aren't limited to just D23 or the UK or the US. These are everywhere. I know that the second set of these isn't releasing in the UK until I believe sometime in December, and that is the Masks one. We will take a look at that one next week, but this week we are going to focus solely on the princess ones. So stay tuned because Steve Thompson did some amazing work, and I really want to showcase the awesome details that he put into these amazing pins. Okay, so to start out with, these pins were $39.95, so a little bit pricier than our normal little pin sets that we get, but for limited release, not bad. Usually when they're limited edition, when there's this many pins, they're about $59. I know that with the Premier collection that we had last year, they split them up into 3 pins each set, so those are only $24, but since we are getting 5, they are a little bit higher, but still not bad considering. There are lots of these made though, guys, so don't worry, they have not sold out yet. If you haven't gotten them, you still have time. I do want to show you the back first. So this does show the 2 releases. So it does show Series 1 on the bottom here, and then the corresponding masks, Series 2 on the top. Again, like I said, we will take a look at the masks next week. This week I do want to focus on the princess. And you can see there they were $39.95. They do come on this back card, which isn't, I mean, it's cardboard, but it's got like a nice, I don't even know what to call it, like a lacquer or a covering on it that makes it nice and sturdy. So mine did come in a box, so thankfully they didn't get all bent up or anything. But sometimes I'll send these in an envelope, and I feel like even in an envelope, this would arrive okay. Now, the one thing I do want to point out that I did not notice until I opened these up out of their little plastic cover, these dolls are actually like sticky tacked to the background, and I found that out when I tried to move one. And you can see there, I kind of got it off of Esmeralda. There's this sticky stuff there. So I do have to be somewhat careful removing these because I don't want to ruin the pin or the back card. So the first one we're going to start with is Esmeralda, because I'm just going to kind of go in order of the way that these released in the doll series, which I do have dolls 1 through 4 behind me. You can see there is Esmeralda, Meg, Cinderella, and Belle. So we're gonna start with Esmeralda, as she was first, and these pins, you guys, they're screen printed, which I know a lot of people don't like, but I don't think there would have been any other way to get the detail needed for these in order to represent Steve's artwork the way that it needed to be, which I will do, by the way. I'm gonna link to Steve's Instagram down below, so definitely go check it out. He is one of Disney's animators. He also helps design the Disney Designer Collection dolls, and he does all the artwork for them too, and he does a really phenomenal job. So Esmeralda first, and I love the artwork. I actually love the artwork more than the doll because there's things on the artwork that they just couldn't incorporate into the doll. But for the pin, it came out very, very nicely. So you can see there's a lot of movement in this. She's, I almost think that she needs to have a tambourine in her hand or something. But you can see there, she is holding her Masquerade mask, which is right there. And just a lot of flow and movement in her dress. Absolutely love this. On the back, let me get the Mickey head backer off here real quick. It does say Disney Pin Trading, limited release, Disney China, Disney Designer, Midnight Masquerade, all there on the sand back, which most Disney Store pins are going to be a sand back, not a waffle back. Waffle back is more towards the park pins. So there is Esmeralda. I'm going to put her back on the card so that I don't forget which, which part of the card these gals belong on. So let me get her stuck on there. We go. Okay, that one's good. The next one we're going to look at then is Belle. Belle was number 2 in the release. Let me get her off the card here. And Belle looks a lot like Jane, I think, from Tarzan. I think a lot of people felt that way. But nonetheless, Belle is stunning. And again, the artwork that he did was just amazing. I love her over-the-shoulder looking that she's doing. I love the rose on her dress, on the pin. I think that just came out really, really well. The details in it and even the lack of detail in some of it is just the hint that there's something there. I think it was pulled off extremely well. She is, of course, holding her Masquerade mask. It's down here, down to her side there. But of course, all of these are that they are going to a masquerade ball. So Belle looking fantastic. I love how they seem to always incorporate the one thing that the princess is known for, and that being, of course, the rose for Belle. So that's really kind of fun. The next one we'll take a look at then is Cinderella. Let me get her off the card here. Cinderella, which this is not a knock against Steve. I was actually kind of disappointed that they did Cinderella again. just because they did Cinderella last year. I really wish we could have gotten, you know, like same with Belle. We got Belle last year with the premiere series. I really wish they would have been like Kita or Jane or both of those instead of Cinderella and Belle. But you know, we don't design those, and they're probably looking at what's going to sell better than the other. Although I know a lot of people would have went for Kita because we have been wanting a Kita forever. That's from Atlantis. In case you don't know who Kita is one of the Atlanteans. She's the king's daughter, I guess, if you will. And we all really want a Kita doll, so a Kita pin would have been awesome. But I digress. Here is Cinderella, and don't get me wrong, I love how Cinderella turned out. Steve's artwork is phenomenal. I think the pin captures more of the essence than the doll does. I think the pin just looks absolutely amazing. The fabric that's used, or I guess the intention that it was used here with the fabric, I think got pulled off better on this than it did on there. This just looks to have more movement and flow, and I really, really, really love the Cinderella pin. So you can see, of course, she has her masquerade up by her face. And then, of course, all her details coming down there are replicated in doll form right there. So that is Cinderella. The next one we'll take a look at is Megara. And she, of course, is from Disney's Hercules. She's looking cute. I love the Megara pin. I love the Megara doll. She's right there. Someone pointed out that mine was missing a plug of hair. And I was like, oh, darn. And I looked close enough, and sure enough, right along the top of her, oh, she looks like me at this point. Right along the top of her forehead, there's a plug of hair that's missing. So what are you going to do? But thankfully, the pin, I don't have to worry about that unless, you know, some of the thing had not been printed on there. But we are good on Megara. So here is Meg's pin, and I love the sass that you get from this, the feeling of just like devil can care kind of deal. Meg is awesome, and the sass and attitude that she throws, oh, it's just wonderful. And they really pulled it off well, both in pin and doll form, I think. So there's Meg's pin, and of course there's her masquerade mask, and just, oh, I love this pin. This is probably, I think this is my favorite pin out of all 5. To be honest, it's just really, really cute, and the artwork is really amazing. So that is the Meg pin. I'm going to put her back on here. And the last pin is Rapunzel. And I know a lot of people were very disappointed both in the artwork and in the doll. The doll, of course, has not released yet. I have seen the doll. My store has her deboxed and out on display. And I just, nope, I'm good. I think the other ones incorporated more of what the princess is, whereas Rapunzel just kind of went out on a limb. This is the one spot where I'm like, ooh, this just missed the mark all around. I know there's a lot of Punzi fans out there. This is not a knock on Rapunzel by any means. She's just, I think they really missed the mark on this one, unfortunately. You can give as many thumbs downs as you want. I don't care. That's my opinion. You're of course entitled to yours, and if you love her, good for you. I wish everybody the luck in the world if they are going for her on Saturday. Let me know what you think of her when you get her in your hands. Like I said, that's what I love about this. They really tried to, you know, get it so that everyone could get something that they liked out of this series. I think everyone got at least one doll out of the series they thought was just amazing. For some people, it's Esmeralda and Meg, because we've been asking for them forever. Other people, they're Cinderella fans, so the Cinderella's the best. Others are Belle, they're like, oh my gosh, Belle's the best. And other people are Rapunzel, and they think Rapunzel's the best. And I think that is so great. So you guys, I'm not knocking you for liking Punzi. I'm not knocking Punzi. This is not my favorite of the lineup. So again, I digress. I just needed to get that out because I've had some rather ridiculous comments said to me. So anyhow, there is Punzi. And again, I don't see where this kind of represents her character or the movie, whereas the others, you can kind of get that movie and character vibe from them. The artwork, don't get me wrong, the artwork is phenomenal. Steve does amazing drawings. You get nothing but movement and just, you get the feeling of the character from it, but it to me doesn't look like the character. It does look like Rapunzel in the face, but the rest of it, I just don't get a tangled vibe from. But what I absolutely love about Rapunzel is her mask is so her. It's covered in flowers. It's got like a braided thing along the wand portion of it. I really love that aspect of this. I think had they made this less poofy, I would have been all about this doll and the pin. But they didn't, and plus her hair is just kind of like a classic doll. Had it been braided or in some type of massive updo with braids, I think it would have looked really cool. But this is what we got, and I am not going to complain. I do love the pin. I always love the pins, guys. I'm a big pin fan, so I mean, naturally, I had to have the Punzi pin too. If they hadn't sold them as a set, I would have still bought the pin. But there's Rapunzel's pin, and again on the back, I'll just show you the back of the first and the last one. So there's the back of Rapunzel. So those are the Midnight Masquerade series pins. These are limited release. They are worldwide, so don't worry, guys. If you haven't gotten them yet, you still can. They are available on Shop Disney in the US. I have not checked the UK's website, so I don't know if they're out there, but they probably are. And if you've gotten these, guys, I really would love to know your thoughts on them because they are, they're a unique pin set. Sorry, I can't even talk today, apparently. I know some people are like, what the heck is this Midnight Masquerade thing and why are they doing it? Other people are like, oh my gosh, it's the best series yet. It's like I said, this brings everyone to the table and says, here you go. Hopefully you'll enjoy what we brought. So far I have, so I'm pretty ecstatic. So you definitely let me know what you guys think of this set. If you got it, if you haven't, maybe you're waiting out, maybe it'll go on sale. I don't know. With these limited releases, it's kind of hard to tell. Sometimes they put stuff like this on sale, sometimes they don't. So you never know. But anyhow, there it is, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you have questions about this set in particular or any other pin set that maybe I've shown or haven't, or about the dolls, definitely those comments down below. I'm here to help in any way that I can. I just ask that you keep everything positive. That's my only request because I do have a family-friendly channel. I know the majority of my viewers are adults, and that's perfectly fine. I'm not gearing this towards children. I'm just gearing it towards the collector, but I do ask that we keep things fun and lighthearted because that's what life should be. Alrighty, guys. Well, again, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a thumbs up, some comments down below. I love the interaction. I hope you're all having a very magical day, and we will see you real soon.